What you think is the root cause of your issues is more than likely not actually the root cause. Many people think that it's parasites, that it's their hormones, that it's their nervous system, when actually it goes deeper than that. Those are all what I just said previously. Those are all symptoms. They're all these manifestations from the root cause. The root cause is our subconscious mind, and I will go into detail and explain this. When the subconscious reads something, it puts your nervous system in overdrive, which is what increases the hormones, imbalances the hormones, depletes the hormones. And from there, cortisol might shoot up, adrenals might blow out, and you might start getting pain. You might start getting autoimmune disease, all of the things. So it all starts with the subconscious mind. And in order to heal it, we have to understand how the subconscious works, which is what we're going to do right now. So the subconscious mind, we have two parts of our mind, the conscious and the unconscious or the subconscious. So the conscious is our thinking mind. It's our logical mind. The subconscious is our emotional mind, and it has been around since the beginning of time. It goes back before our caveman days, but it's basically operating as if we were cavemen. So along the way, our logical mind got updated and started growing and expanded. And I basically look at it as like a phone, like we are the phone. Our brain is the system. And half of our brain has been upgrading along the way, but the subconscious mind is stuck from version 1. It has not got the memo that our external experiences have upgraded, our logical mind is upgraded, and it is stuck. And now we're in a position where we have our logical and our conscious mind, but it doesn't speak the same language as the subconscious mind. It would be like me speaking English to someone who only speaks Chinese or vice versa. We don't know what's going on. We can only kind of go off of cues. So let me break this down into three different parts of how our subconscious could be sabotaging our health. So the first one, and again, this goes back to when we were cave people. When we felt fear, our subconscious kicks in and tells us we need to run. It thinks that there is somebody chasing us, so we physically have to run. It amps up the hormones that we need, and it sends cortisol and other things to our legs. It physically sends it to our legs so we can run. All right, so with our upgraded conscious mind, we now find fear, we feel fear in things that the subconscious doesn't understand. For example, public speaking. Maybe having fear around your first day of school, fear around that difficult conversation you have to have, what people are going to think about what you're wearing. These are all things that the conscious mind is now afraid of, but the subconscious doesn't understand that. So it only understands like, holy shit, this person's afraid, I need to save them. So it's always well-intentioned, but it's not useful most of the time. If somebody were to come into your house and attack you, now that is useful. That is why we need it. But for things like our everyday lives, it's not going to be useful 99% of the time. All right, so any type of fear we feel, whether it's logical or illogical, that doesn't matter to the subconscious because it's not logical, it's emotional. All right, so that is the first case scenario of kind of what's happening with our subconscious. All right. And now the second part is how the subconscious deals with certain experiences. So they say that the trauma is not what you experience, but it's how your subconscious mind perceived the experience. And when there is any type of experience or situation that you're in that creates a heightened emotion with you, it's like it's too much on your subconscious mind. So think about it as it's your computer and you have all of these tabs open. You decided to open up all of the tabs on your browser all at once. There's like 100 tabs open. We all know what happens. The computer slows down. You get the crazy spinning ball of death and your computer gets stuck. You have to like force restart it. So that's what's happening in certain situations when we experience trauma, little t or big T traumas. It's also kind of like shoving a bunch of papers through a paper shredder. It gets stuck, it gets lodged. So these memories are getting lodged in our subconscious mind, and our subconscious, even though we experienced this in the past, it doesn't understand past. It doesn't understand future. It only understands the present. So what it is seeing, it's seeing this experience. It's lodged in its brain. It hasn't gotten cleared through. It's stuck in freeze mode. It thinks that it's still happening, which is why certain traumas in the past are still affecting you now. That was scenario number 2. Now, the third scenario of how our subconscious directly is correlated to our healing. I'm going to give an example of, we'll say, let's say your boss went on maternity leave, and now you have all of this workload because you were the one who's supposed to take over all the workload. You have your workload plus their workload. And it's really hard for you to handle, and you just can't stand the situation. That's what you're either consciously telling yourself or subconsciously telling yourself, and you're feeling these emotions because of how your subconscious is perceiving the situation. However, if you were talking and thinking about, I can't stand this situation, your subconscious mind reads it and thinks, oh, my person needs help standing. Okay, so let's send some pockets of fluid to their hip joints. We'll help them stand, all right? But then we end up getting random hip pain. We think it's random, but it's not random. So our subconscious is playing a loop. It runs 95 to 98% of our show. It is the script writer of our life. So it's really important to understand how your subconscious speaks, how it works, because you can either work with it or against it. And just becoming aware of this is very healing for yourself. You can figure out the underlying cause of your random pain, or you can kind of go back and retweak and speak to your subconscious mind in a way that it understands, which is not through logic. All right. So this is the breakdown and kind of what's going on if you have been stuck in any type of health situation or healing situation, whether it be mental, emotional, or physical.